What is a first principle?
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a term
So
that gets thrown around a lot, but I think most people who use it probably don't even have a concept of what it is or just a vague sense of what it is.
okay, I'm gonna give a very simple statement and then break it down a little bit. A first principle is any core element of a thing. So a core element, let me break that down. If you're talking about baking a cake, core elements, first principles could be the ingredients, right? Flour, sugar, eggs, oil, right? First principles could also be what you need to bake a cake. So you need a pan and, the stir and the oven, right? And that's really how the mind works. We break things into domains. So we could talk about my family and what are the first principles of my family, but we could talk about the first principles of my family from a couple of different angles, just like with the cake baking example. You could take it from the angle of the ingredients, take it from the angle of the implements. And that's why it's kind of a sticky term.
Whatever angle you look at it, look at something from, whatever domain you're in, whatever type of cause you're talking about, there are some things that are core. And we could mean a lot of different things by that, but we sort of know that there's ones we should pay attention to, and therefore they become first.
So that's exactly it. And you can also talk about it, like life. What are the first principles of life itself? Or business, and really say, what are the absolute first principles of business? And that is possible to really get to the bottom of things. Now, kind of the fun thing or the frustrating thing, depending on what angle you take it from, right? Or what attitude you take to it. The fun thing and the frustrating thing is that even talking about really fundamental things like life or business and talking about the most fundamental things, there's still 1,000 ways to slice it, right? Just like there's never going to be any end to the number of like nonfiction business books. There's always going to be a new angle to talk about business. That really is how the human mind works, that we can look at it from different angles. We recombine things in various ways. Yeah.
To put it another way, I think we're always sort of moving back and forth between the ditches on the side of the road of, and on the one side of the road is reducing everything down to something that's too simple. On the other side of the road is this combinatorial explosion where you have all of the things, but none of it is relevant. And so then we use principles like relevance or survival or aspiration or hierarchy to kind of say, like, how do we get to the middle of the road and stay there, or rather sort of weave down the track and most of the time not end up in the ditch.